Joshua Foer is a freelance journalist whose work has appeared in the New York Times, the National Post. We need it in the National Post. The Washington Post, Slate, The Nation, and also National Geographic magazine. In 2006, as a science journalist, he won the USA Memory Championship. His New York Times best-selling book, Moonwalking with Einstein, The Art and Science of Remembering Everything, chronicles how he was able to improve his memory enough to win the 2006 Memory Championships. He draws on cutting-edge research, a surprising cultural history of remembering, and venerable tricks of the mentalist's trade to transform our understanding of human memory. Please welcome Joshua Foer.
I guess the place I should start is by telling you about this totally wacky contest that is held every spring in New York City called the United States Memory Championship, which, as Adrian mentioned, I had gone to cover a few years back as a science journalist, thinking that this was going to be sort of like the Super Bowl of savants. This was a bunch of guys, a few ladies, who were competing to see who could remember the most random numbers in looking at them just once. They were competing to see who could remember the most lines of poetry. They were memorizing entire shuffled packs of playing cards in just a few minutes. They were memorizing the names of dozens and dozens and dozens of strangers who they were shown, they'd give them like photographs with their names underneath, and they would remember 100 of them in just a few minutes. And I was like, this is unbelievable. This is really incredible. These people must be freaks of nature of some kind. I started talking to this one guy called Ed Cook, who had the best memory in all of England, and he had come over sort of like as spring training for the World Championships, which was going to be held that summer in Oxford. And I said to him, Ed, when did you first realize that you were a savant? And Ed was like, actually, I'm not a savant. In fact, I have just an average memory. And all of us who compete in this contest will tell you the same thing. We will all tell you that we have just average memories. We were standing outside the competition hall, and Ed was smoking a cigarette sort of between two of the events, and he said to me, Josh, you're an American journalist. Ed, I should explain, is brilliant guy, a little bit eccentric. He was wearing a full suit and flip-flops. And he said to me, you're an American journalist. Do you know Britney Spears? I was like, what? No, why? And he said, because I really want to teach Britney Spears how to memorize the order of a shuffled pack of playing cards on U.S. national television. It will prove to the world that anybody can do this. I was like, that's cold.